The first part of Saudi Arabia Unveiled starts with a flight into Abha on the southern tip of the kingdom, where we have 2 nights. We then drive through vast forest to Al-Bahar for 1 night. A 4-hour drive brings us to Jeddah, Bride of the Red Sea, and after 2 nights stay here, we take a flight to Tabuk, near the Jordanian border, for 1 night. It's a 3-hour drive that brings us into the magical oasis of Al-Ula, for a stay of 2 nights. We arrive in Saudi in the early afternoon. 2,000 meters above sea level, Abha is the capital of Abasia, and it boasts the highest mountains in the country. It is green all year round. During the summer, Saudi tourists flock to Abha to cool off in the misty rolling mountains. And this morning we head into Saudi Arabia's mountain retreat and to the 10th century mountain village of Rijal Al-Mar. Set on a bend of an extensive valley, Rijal Al-Mar and the surrounding villages are part of a natural trade route to Yemen and the rest of the Arabian Peninsula. Just 65 kilometers from the border with Yemen, these 6-story houses are a mirror of the architecture of Shibam, Yemen. The difference being the Yemeni skyscrapers are made of mud. We leave Rijal Al-Mar and return by cable car to Abha to explore the unique art village of Al-Meftaha in the center of the city. This cultural village embodies the artistic spirit of the Azir province, with stunning calligraphy graffiti, the centerpiece of the complex. A platform for local creation, there is no other place like this in the region. This morning we head north to Al-Bahar. The journey will take us 4.5 hours through 25 tunnels and on excellent zigzag roads that will take us to a height of 2,550 meters. Just outside Al-Bahar, we stop at the most important traditional village in the Al-Bahar region. The Ain or Marble Village dates back to the 8th century and was built on the summit of a mountain. From a distance, it can be identified by a white glow that surrounds it. The village, that is set in lush vegetation, was abandoned 30 years ago, and this only adds to the atmosphere. After 1 night in Al-Bahar, we drive to Jeddah on the Red Sea. We pass forests, waterfalls and dams. Sometimes there can be snow on the high passes. The roads are superb as we drop 2,200 metres through 3 temperate zones down to the Red Sea shore. It's late afternoon when we arrive at Jeddah's stunning Corniche, and our hotel is fantastically situated on the north part of this seashore or Corniche. The Hilton Jeddah has simply the best views across the Red Sea in the city, and all rooms have sea and Corniche views. The next morning we visit Jeddah's central fish market, which has over 100 stalls. Here, buyers jostle to bid on the widest selection of fish in the country. The vibrant array of fish catches make this market a photogenic feast, and everyone is so friendly.
We welcome you Jeddah for fish fresh. This Najib. It's #1 fish.
Najil is red grouper, possibly the tastiest of all species in the Red Sea. The fish are then descaled and cleaned and filleted by an army of workers. After the fish market, we see Jeddah's famous floating mosque, anchored to the shore by a walkway. At high tide and glinting in the sunlight, the mosque appears to hover over the waves. Jeddah is an inimitable blend of old and new, and to wander through the streets of Al-Balad district is to trace the steps of traders and pilgrims who thronged the streets of this once thriving area, which still retains an incredible atmosphere. The game of dominoes has been played here for centuries, and the ladies of Jeddah are among the most liberal in the country.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia!
Al-Balad is also famous for its intricately designed houses. They are built using coral from the depths of the Red Sea. The colourful balconies complement the beauty, and quite simply, this is some of the finest examples of coral architecture anywhere in the world. Jeddah Corniche. At night and weekends, the Corniche becomes a human space like no other, as families, friends and couples descend on this incredible 6-kilometre leisure paradise. Lush parklands, swimming bays, restaurants, amazing walkways, eateries of all kind make the Corniche a stunning gift to the people. The Corniche also has great views of the Jeddah fountain. At 312 metres high, it is the tallest fountain in the world, sending plumes of water skywards at 350 kilometres an hour. The new Jeddah airport was opened only in 2019, and it is a masterpiece. The domestic terminal even boasts an aquarium in the centre of the building. The flight time to Tabuk in the northwest of the kingdom is 90 minutes, and when we land, we will be only 5 hours from the Jordanian border. Tabuk was the place where Hajj pilgrims, especially Egyptians, rested as they trekked on foot between Damascus and Mecca. The east part of the city was also home to the Prophet Moses for a decade, and during our stay here we explore the surrounding valleys and Tabuk Castle. Today we head for the Al-Ula Oasis. The journey will take us 4 hours. Even B roads in Saudi like this one are excellent. We reach the turnoff for our desert camp. It sits spectacular in a shelter beneath the craggy mountains. The resort in which we will stay for 2 nights really allows us to immerse in the otherworldly landscape of Al-Ula. As night descends on the camp, the silence of the desert is haunting. Early this morning, we take the short drive to the most iconic historical site of Saudi Arabia, Madain Saleh. "596 kilometers from Petra, this is the second great city of the Nabatean civilization. 111 monumental tombs, 94 of which are decorated with majestic facades on the sandstone massifs. Aramaic and Nabatean inscriptions on many of the tombs are unique to Madain Saleh, because this great civilization left no extensive written history. This makes Madain Saleh extraordinarily valuable. Unlike Petra, with its many souvenir sellers, there are no other people here, and its very absence of foot traffic, as well as the desert climate, has created a stunningly well-preserved archaeological masterpiece. After the Romans took control of Madain Saleh in the 4th century AD, most residents abandoned the city to settle here in the Al-Ula Oasis. Their mud homes formed part of the old city of Al-Ula. There were 14 gates protecting the city that opened in the morning and closed in the evening. Inside were nearly 1,000 two-story homes. The city was designed in a way that was easy to defend. Houses were built attached to each other, forming a fortification all around the city. Al-Ula Valley is an outstanding testimony to 2,500 years of permanent human habitation. And its perimeter is a moonscape that sun, wind and rain have etched for millions of years. Their most famous etching, of course, is Elephant Rock. The next day, we drive on fast roads to Sakaka. We have 2 nights here before continuing to Hale via Juba for a 1-night stay. The next morning, we take a train to Riyadh for 2 nights. The 645-kilometer journey will take just 4.5 hours. There are many things to see during our 2 days stay in Sakaka, and one of them is Zabal Castle. More than just a fortress on top of a 50-meter rocky outcrop, the structure, which is made of mud and stone, was built on top of an artesian well system that has run through Sakaka for centuries. There are 4 surveillance towers, and they are connected by a single wall, and from the top there are splendid views of the town. Close to Sakaka is the enigmatic Rajagil columns. There are more than 50 groups of standing stelae carved from sandstone. These ancient stones are burial sites, and a vast funerary complex with tools and materials are believed to be 6,000 years old. On the last day we are in Sakaka, we head out of town, but still within the Al Jolf region, to Dumat Al Jandal. Here, inside massive olive farms and built on a 600-meter plateau, is the iconic Marid Castle. It dates back to the 1st century AD. Known for its fertile soil since the 1st century AD, Al Jolf region has earned a reputation for exquisite cuisine, and after we leave the castle, we have lunch beneath the olive trees in what is the largest modern olive farm in the world. This morning we cross the Nafud Desert towards Hale. We stop at Juba, a place that was once a lake. Here, there is the highest concentration of Neolithic rock art in all of Arabia. It is a treasure trove of the chronology of human existence between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago. From Juba to Hale is just 90 minutes drive, and after an overnight here, we board a bullet train for Riyadh. Our luggage has already gone to Riyadh by car, leaving us to enjoy the train journey, which will reach speeds of over 300 kilometers an hour. We arrive in the capital by evening. Our hotel in Riyadh is right next door to the iconic Sky Tower, and this is where we have a spectacular view from our restaurant on the 13th floor. This morning we visit Masmak Fort. This mud brick structure is considered the birthplace of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We also visit the Saudi National Museum, which houses fantastic displays of the history of the Arabian Peninsula and transports the visitor back in time with a magically interactive tour of the ages. One of the centerpieces of the museum is this scale model of what Mecca would have looked like centuries ago. The last section of the tour leaves Riyadh for the oasis city of Al Khufuf, where we will stay one night. We then cross a massive bridge into the Kingdom of Bahrain for the final 3 nights of the tour. Early the next morning, we leave by train for the oasis city of Al Khufuf, crossing the vast Rub al-Khali, or empty water. After 2 hours and 10 minutes, the train reaches Al Khufuf station, and we drive for 20 minutes to the Al Qawra mountain to explore a curved cave labyrinth. The result of aerial weathering, where limestone rocks have been crafted from rain and rivers. This has led to remarkable mushroom-like shapes, narrow canyons, and tall interior passages. Just below the mountain is a pottery village that has some of the most unique artifacts in the kingdom. The souk of Al Khufuf comes alive in the evenings, and it has a wonderful laid-back vibe. Bahrain is an island that is now linked to Saudi Arabia by the astonishing 25-kilometre King Fahd Causeway, which we will cross this morning. The causeway is a vital artery and was completed in 1986. It now sees 20,000 cars and 1,000 trucks cross daily from both sides. The island in the middle is known as Passport Island, with Saudi and Bahrain immigration completed within 50 metres of each other. We arrive early as evenings become very congested. Bahrain is actually made up of 33 islands, and like Oman, it's Arabia before the oil. Our 3 nights here allow us to see much, including the beautiful Al Fatah Mosque. On Fridays the mosque is full with 7,000 worshippers. This is Bab al-Bahrain, one of the Middle East's great souks and antique depositories. It's a vibrant collection of outlets that offer textiles, spices, incense, handicrafts and souvenirs. The people of Saudi Arabia are educated, sophisticated, open and very hospitable. Travel Director's Saudi Arabia tour unveils surprises everywhere. 2 years ago, to go to Saudi was unthinkable. Now the doors have been flung open to one of the last explored regions of the world.